about stirrup strap bumps, stirrup strap attachments, and how do you fix the stirrup strap bumps in the saddle that you have, which can be done by a local saddle maker. It's not rocket science. This is a $4,000 roping saddle, and the stirrup straps, fenders that came with it. I'll give you a little idea. Of course, almost all saddles that you buy have the stirrup strap going up and over the bar in today's world. And it works reasonably well. They like it because you can get more adjustment from it. You can put the stirrup fender way up in here if need be, so you have less fender problem on length for riders. You can shorten them way up. So it's an easy fix on fender length for the industry. What happens though, the problem here is underneath, not on top. The problem is the stirrup strap bump. I'm going to try to get this to where it's folded nice and even. And they put a little recess spot here to where the strap can swing forward to there. Let me get this to where it stays in place, hopefully. But that does not fix the stirrup strap bump problem. And your skirts will break in after a month or 2 or 3 riding around this stirrup strap. So look up underneath your stirrup strap where it goes under the bar. Just lift your fender up and look. If you've got a polished spot and a sunken spot in your skirt, it's from the stirrup strap bump, right where it goes under the bar of the tree. So it is a set of knuckles. This spot right here is where the back comes up the most. The lowest part of the back comes up an inch when you get on, 3/4 for a little horse, an inch at least for a bigger horse. And then when you ride, it comes on up more. So it hits right where you don't want it to hit. It hits the stirrup strap bump. And bam, right where the back comes up the most. Back is hitting that bump. The hindquarters get under the horse to reach for speed or even trotting or anything else. And they hit the bump. The more he reaches in the rear, the more the back comes up, the more it hits the bump, and pretty soon they don't want to reach because you got the weight of the rider on top of the bump. I've seen horses with white hair right underneath the stirrup strap bump, even though you're using a protector pad. Protector pad shield starts up here and it ends back in here. It does not solve the stirrup strap bump problem. When you put balance shims in the front for balancing the rider, it helps. When you put them in the rear as well, it helps some more to let them bring their back up, but it does not solve all the bump problem. I've had that same rider that was in here with white hair on both sides, good sized guy, a roper. He went away with the saddle. What I do to fix this, but I'll show you in a moment, what the saddle maker can do to fix it is relatively simple. Pull the skirts off the saddle. Put a layer of leather right here, thick skirting leather. Another layer of thick skirting leather all the way back. What they've done then is leave an opening for the stirrup strap, and they've recessed the stirrup strap with the extra leather here. Then they can put the skirts right back on the saddle. It solves your bump problem. Your horse will put his head down. He'll stop acting pissy in the box if you're a roper. He'll stop dancing around if you're a trail rider whenever you want to stop and visit with people. So it fixes the stirrup strap bump problem. Just pull the skirts off, add the thick pieces of leather here, skirting, shoulder, and you fix the bump. You got to do it on both sides, obviously. So that is a regular saddle. I'll give you an idea of what I do. This is today's work. An all-around saddle. And it has what I call reverse loops on it. These stirrup strap loops swivel in and out. The other feature that you have here is we have a narrower waist because we don't have to build a seat up like you saw on that tree to have the recessed area for the rider. They worry about the rider on top, but they don't do anything for the horse on the bottom. Rider ain't gonna buy the saddle if they got a big bump up there. So they widen it out. You feel like you're on a 30-gallon drum on a lot of Western saddles. This narrows that up because you don't have the stirrup strap going up and over here. This lets you have a free swinging strap, freer than you'll get otherwise, but this angle is made for legs under. You put a good sized rider in a seat like this, and this is about a 16. When you then have a short-legged rider like myself that takes this size seat, most of the time he gets in a saddle, his legs are kicked out. Here, his legs are back under himself. So you can sit the trot by putting pressure in the stirrup and not have the stirrup kick out in front of you in this situation. So cowboy dressage, ropers. Seems like an odd pair, but this works fantastic for ropers. It works for trail riders. It works for cowboy dressage, Western dressage. And you have enough freedom of movement that you don't have when the straps are sandwiched between the skirt and the bar of the tree real tight there where the strap bump takes place. So that is the way to fix stirrup strap bump and have legs under ride. Let's do legs forward. This is a barrel racing tree, 14-inch speed hybrid, and it's a speed hybrid pocket. It has the loops with the strap angled forward. Reason for that is barrel racers going into barrels, putting them into a seat that fits them, keeps them snug and in position. Secure is the word. We can do that, but we don't want them falling forward when they get up in the stirrup. So if we had this strap running straight down like it does on a regular saddle, going over the bar of the tree, or like the reverse loop, it wouldn't work going into barrels or slowing down at any time. Here, you've got a natural leg angle of a larger seat, even though you're in the 14 and you typically ride a 15, 15 and a half. This gives you natural leg position. It gives you security going into the barrels. You still have all kinds of room for stirrup strap movement with the loop. You never bite in. So that's the bonus of stirrup strap loops. These are not exactly easy to make. These are stainless steel strap, polished aluminum, and they last. They don't come loose. They have T-nuts they're screwed into in the bottom, as you see here, and Loctite put in. With a lot of force, they're tightened down. So this isn't new. Hamlet did stirrup strap loops to solve the problems I'm talking about in the late 1800s and in the 1900s up through the 1920s and 30s. Hamlet was the Rolls Royce of Western saddles. I hope you've enjoyed this little piece of information, and we'll do another video on some of my saddles next. Thank you.